Hello and happy, beautiful day to you. On today's episode, I want to share with you one of the most pivotal insights that I had on my healing journey when I was learning how to heal myself. And, you hear me say all of the time that I really had certain pieces that were just eye-opening, that I saw from a new awareness or a new consciousness that really changed everything. And that's what I want to share with you today. And I'm going to tell you that ultimately, it may sound really simple, but when you really think about the emotional, mental clarity and shift, it was profound. I don't know that I would have healed without this particular shift that I had. And it's this. It's that I had been working on, healing myself. And after my doctors basically said, there's nothing else we can do for you. I had been doing, the diet, the supplements, the meditations, the positive thinking, the affirmation, the belief, the chanting. I mean, literally, I expanded into every single thing that I could find. And yet nothing was really working. Now, of course, I could have ups and downs where some moments felt better than others and times that I felt like my pain was going away and it came back. I mean, I was all over the place, just doing whatever I could to just try to heal, and it wasn't working. Now, if you think about it for a moment, so I was doing that for years and years. And at first, like I could bliss out and go into meditation and go into the states of bliss. And I was just, expecting that, okay, well, healing's going to occur. And of course I was, telling myself I was healed, and I was, affirming to myself and convincing myself and doing all of the things, if you will, and seeing myself healed and visualizing and running around and doing all of these things. And it wasn't working. And after a while, years of doing this, I kind of started to feel like, a child on a road trip where it's like the feeling of feeling like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? I just wanted to wake up, and suddenly my body was healed. And the one thing that led to a shift was that, and you hear me say this all of the time because it was pivotal, was finding multiple personality disorder, the research on it, which you've probably heard me say before in past episodes, that I started finding research as I was going through medical journals, started finding research that people with multiple personality disorder could have different illnesses in different personalities. So you've probably heard me say that before, but basically in short, one personality could have pain or asthma or even be blind and medically blind, and another personality could have vision and have no health issues and no asthma and different health issues. So that was profound. Now, and you've probably heard me again say that before, but what was pivotal beyond that was this, is that I started thinking about mind-body healing or self-healing in general as a skill. And the way to think about it is like this. And I know it sounds simple, but if you think about it, we are born and we don't even know where our nose is. And we are born with the ability to walk, to run, to write our names, to talk. And yet we have to learn all of these. We don't know any of them. And even with the skill of running, some people take that skill and they learn how to, run, of course. And some people take that skill to the next level where they're running in the Olympics, or even with language. Some people learn one language and some people learn 10 different languages because they really take that skill to the next level. And so my point is, with healing, we all have this ability to heal ourselves, and yet it's a skill. And so ultimately, when I started really wrapping my head around that, it was like I went from feeling that feeling of, just meditating or, and thinking positive, just waiting for my body to heal itself, feeling like I was doing all of the things and waiting for my body to just heal itself, waiting for the spontaneous remission to kick in. And so I was doing all of that. And when I really started thinking about healing as a skill, that it's a skill to understand mind-body healing. It's a skill to understand reprogramming the mind. It's a skill. It gave me a more assertive, empowered feeling, if you will, where I said, okay, well, I'm going to master this skill. And that's when I really started thinking, okay, well, how do I need to program my mind? And what mindset do I need to heal? In other words, it was like just going, it was like the feeling of powerlessness initially where I was waiting for spontaneous remission. There was a certain level of powerlessness to it, of feeling like, gosh, I hope it's coming. I'm doing all the things. I hope it's coming. Universe, God, divine energy. I need it to happen. It was like a hopefulness, a begging, a desire, a prayer, all of these things, which are all great. But when I also just shifted the mindset to, okay, this is a skill, it was a more empowered feeling that said, okay, I'm going to roll up my sleeves and figure this out. And again, part of what triggered that or helped shift that was the awareness that people with multiple personality could go back and forth between different illnesses, meaning that, you've heard me say on past episodes, maybe Jane had, one illness and Mary, same body, has another completely different illness, and it was consistent with the mindset. So the fact that it was consistent, even though it was, the same physical body with multiple personality disorder, the fact that it was consistent with the same mindset alluded to the awareness that it had to be something in the mindset. So it was like a skill that I developed where I said, okay, I'm going to get good at this skill of reprogramming the mind. And I'm also going to be like a detective and start identifying what is it specifically. And that was really pivotal for me in a sense that then I could make progress. And then when I made progress, it felt like, oh, okay, well, I'm doing something. Let me get clear. So it really enabled me to come at it from a whole different mindset. And again, it might sound simple, but if you think about it, if writing or speaking, we didn't know it was a skill, or writing our names, we thought it just spontaneously happened, or walking, or learning how to run spontaneously happens when we start studying anything, or even if we were writing or using a computer and we're at a computer and we think, okay, well, spontaneously, we're going to start knowing how to program a computer. Just spontaneously, let's hope every day, and spontaneously we're going to know how to program a computer, versus saying, okay, this is a skill to program a computer. Let me get good at this skill. It may seem simple, but it was profound. And so that, of course, is my hope for you. Is I just want to share that insight that if you look at it from that approach of feeling empowered, it's pivotal. Now, by the way, beyond that, so after I healed myself, I continued to use the skill. So I wanted to, of course, show other people that they could get results and heal themselves. And I thought I was going to go back to network engineering and operations. So that had been my thought at that time. I was going to go back to technology, but I wanted to share with people that, hey, they could do this and heal themselves. But everything just continued to open up, that not only did I start showing people how to heal themselves, but then people who were having a really hard time in business, where they were struggling, or relationships and love and whatever it was in their lives, I could show them and say, hey, but if you just change this pattern, if you reprogram your mind in this way, it can help change your life. And so it just became this expansion with business, with relationship, life, healing, all of that. And so that, of course, is what I want to share with you today, is exactly that, is that if you have that feeling of empowerment and you just get good at this skill, not only does it help you to heal yourself, it changes your life. It changes your life, and then you have this empowerment of the skill that you can keep going to continue to change your life. And that's what I see people do all of the time. And so that's the insight that I wanted to share with you today. And as always, if I as always ask you to take just a quick moment to hit the share button on this episode. Share it with somebody you love, somebody you care about, or somebody you don't even know, because the more that every single person in our world feels empowered and happy and healthy and loved and loving, the better this world is for all of us. And so please do take a quick moment to hit the share button, and please do make a point to have a most wonderful, empowered, happy, healthy, incredible rest of your day. And I look forward to connecting with you on the next episode. We'll see you there.